Greetings and salutations, one and all. Welcome to episode number 13 of the Siege of Middenheim. I'm glad you all could be here today. It's going to be another wonderful, climactic, epic encounter. The group has basically passed into the we need to fight to the death with the hordes of undead and all sorts of nasties that reside in this palace keep that they have infiltrated. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, if you're one that likes a lot of action and a lot of Dungeons and Dragons mid to higher level combat, stay tuned. It's going to be a good episode for you. If you don't like those things, stay tuned anyway, because I'm sure we'll find a way to squeeze in some pretty epic narrative moments as well, like we always do. It looks like we're people are a little slow in getting here today. We're only going to be one player short. Unfortunately, Will is, in his own words, stuck on an island without a boat. Yeah, you heard that right. He's stuck on an island without a boat to get back to his house. I don't know what that means. I don't know if this is some weird British Gilligan's Island spinoff with the royal family involved. But we're going to press on because we have missed far too many weeks. It has been far too long since we played any Dungeons and Dragons. I've run out of videos on YouTube, and I've run out of content on Twitch. I've only had one stream in the past month or so, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. We're gonna ease our way back into it. We're gonna find out how everybody's holidays were. That was mainly the reason for the delay. As you all know, holiday season requires us to spend time with family and friends outside of the internet, where we love to play role-playing games. So really, I'm just sitting here trying to stall for time, because right now, as you can see on the right-hand side of your screen, it's just me and Jackson here. I know that a couple people said they would be 5 to 10 minutes late, which is totally fine. I can work with that. However, without further ado, I guess I should turn on Discord and we'll talk to Jackson first and see how Jackson's life has been for the past 20 or so days. I'm sure he can fill time. He's very, very good at that. So, Jackson, it appears it is the you and me show today.
Oh, can you hear me all right?
Yeah, you sound a little like you're eating the microphone, but otherwise you're good.
I'm sorry, I'm sick and using a new mic.
Oh, yeah, actually the microphone is clear, but the sick part makes a lot of sense now.
Okay.
But yeah, you sound totally fine. I'm sorry that you're sick. That sucks for anyone involved with being sick, obviously.
Yeah, well, it's interesting, because I'm leaving tomorrow.
Right. You are leaving tomorrow. Should be fun. You're going to bring all that sickness to other parts of the world.
I'm going to touch everybody.
Okay. Good. Let's maybe perhaps not say it like that.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's just that have you ever seen the movie that just came out, Leatherface?
No.
Me and my family rented it around Christmas because we love horror movies. And this girl, she says the funniest fucking line in it. Makes no sense. Like, she's chasing this little kid, like, because she thinks that the kid's hurt or something. Like going to check to make sure that the kid's okay. Then she goes into a bar and she's like, "Come out. Don't worry. I'm not going to touch you."
Wow.
It was the weirdest, most out of place line ever.
Phrasing, one might say.
Yeah.
Well, that is interesting, certainly. But since it's just you and me here, and other people are going to show up sporadically, I know Brian and Dalton said they might be about 5-10 minutes late. No big deal. I think Megan just got home from work, and Liam will probably show up at some point. But for now, you and I need to fill some time. So, Jackson, why don't you tell me how your holidays were in great detail?
Sure. So, I got to, my grandma's place.
Okay.
We had her eggnog, which is just, I think, 80% alcohol.
Fair. That seems to be how eggnog should be, though.
Yeah, well, I remember I should rephrase that. I got my first try of it when I was 10 years old, as we normally do.
In the deep south, yes.
Yes, I think I was 10. I might have been older or a little bit younger. Anyways, and then I don't remember anything after that.
That's I don't want to say that's good, but that is something, certainly.
Yes, but so anyways, oh, someone joined.
That's
But
fine. Continue.
so yeah, then we exchanged gifts and all that, and then it was very nice, very familial. It was strange though. Everybody was on their best behavior. I think it was because they want to leave me with good memories. Because the way it's looking right now, y'all, I'm gonna be in London for about 5 years.
A long time.
Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, all that happened. Then, it was 3 days ago though, right?
What was 3 days ago? Tell me.
Oh, you dick. Known each other for years
It
now.
was
All
it
right.
was Jackson's birthday, everyone.
Yes, it was. Thank you.
I only know that because Skype reminded me, but then I forgot on the day of to wish you happy birthday, so I apologize.
Yeah, thanks. So, turned 23, had a very touching, time. Then my youngest sister destroyed my microphone, but that's neither here nor there.
Uh-huh.
Uh, it was very touching, lots of crying. My mom's, saying, "Who's gonna move my shit for me?"
Okay.
Yeah,
Good. Did anyone
well,
get any beer bottles thrown at them during these holidays, or was that a Thanksgiving only thing?
I had a shot glass hit me in the eye,
Oh,
but
okay. Tell us about that story.
well, that was just kind of out of nowhere, and I don't really remember the story. All I remember is being told the next day, like, my eye hurts.
Oh,
Why
okay.
does my eye hurt? And then, my sister goes, "Well, you were being an ass to mom again." And she said, "Think fast," and threw something at your face. We think it was a shot glass from the little glass there is.
Oh, okay. No, that seems like it's right up your alley.
Yeah, well. So all that happened. Got sick. And I've also been given a very interesting offer for at work.
Okay. I assume this is the same work in which you are traveling to India and then also to London, etc., etc.
I was going to India for school. However, if my people at my job are saying, "Hey, if you take the rest of this year off, then we will pay for your masters completely."
Well, that is an attractive offer.
Very, but the thing is that I would have to leave India early. And to be honest, I'm not exactly against that.
No, that sounds great.
Yeah.
Moving from India to London sooner seems like a good call.
By the way, I would like to point out that I totally plan on showing up to Will's doorstep.
You
Just,
should.
I'm not going to tell him either. I'm just going to demand to be let in and fed.
Yeah, no, you absolutely should. Hilarious thing
How you
about Will is this week he actually told me he wasn't going to be here, as opposed to all of the other weeks that he's missed ever.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently he is, in his own words, stranded on an island without a boat to get home.
Can I also I'm trying to decide right now. How naked do you think I should be for my first encounter with Will?
I would say not very, but then progressively more.
So I'm thinking showing up toga.
You have to ease him into it.
Yeah.
Is kind of how that works. Okay, good. Liam's
Sh-
gone.
Yeah, showing up
Uh,
in a toga, then gradually just lose it, or maybe just throw on with a bunch of coats and all that. Just gradually strip them as the day goes
yeah,
by.
that's
By
what
the
you should
time
do. You should do that. Like wear like 300 shirts, and then just be like, man, it's a little warm, and like just take one off, like
yeah,
every so often.
and then just finally end it at the pub, where I imagine I gotta start calling shit pubs now.
You do. They're not
That's
bars. They're called
yeah,
pubs.
and jammy sods and
And
things of the
and
sorts.
remember that if someone offers you a biscuit, they actually mean a cookie.
Damn
Do you
backwards
actually
language.
know where he lives, though?
He lives on an island, so I'll just knock until I find him.
That seems like something Jackson would do, if we're being completely honest with ourselves.
I'm not sure if we go faster or slower if you were more naked to start with.
Listen, the cops can do whatever they want if they want to help. In my opinion, they should be wanting to get me off that island as quickly as they can. So they should just leave me to Will.
Right, yeah, they should just help you find him so that you can leave sooner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, seems good. Seems good. Okay, well, now that 3 people are here and Jackson doesn't have to kill time anymore, next, Megan, hello.
Hello, hi. Although I would have been totally okay with the Jackson killing time for like an hour. That would have been interesting.
Yeah, just until the other 2 show up, you know.
Yeah. Wow, it's been a while, I guess. Holidays were fine. I had a really nice week off. Bitter freaking cold week off, but I had a nice week off. And then this week I only worked 3 days. So that was nice. I had Monday off and then a snow day yesterday and a couple of hour delay this morning. So that was a nice 3-day week back to ease us back into the job. What else? I taught myself needlepoint and now apparently have a relatively lucrative side business because all of my coworkers and friends want them. So
Twinsies.
really?
Yeah, no, I also don't let me sidetrack you though.
No, but that's incredible. I love it. But yeah, so I'm just doing subversive needlepoint now. So that's fun. And that's about it. Oh, what games have we been playing? Oh yeah, Gods Will Be Watching is a game that I started playing, which is super fun and really challenging. I've only gotten through the first 2 chapters, so that's not saying much, but I do like it, so that's good. And I think that's it. No, can't think of anything else to share. So there you go. Although now I definitely want to hear all about Liam's needlepoint. I'm just saying. You need to like compare notes.
Perfect. Perfect.
Also, really quick, something I forgot to mention. Shadow of War is a lot of fun.
It's a very good game.
Hi guys.
Whoa, Jesus,
Also-
you're loud.
Also, I love Wolf.
It's just
Oh,
Discord,
sorry,
though.
hi.
Has nothing to do with you. It's just Discord being.
Hello.
Wolfenstein 2 is a lot of fun as well.
Not my aesthetic, but I definitely can understand why people think blowing the heads off of Nazis is fun.
Well, I just find it hilarious just how outlandish it gets.
Oh yeah, they pull no punches in that game.
Like it just gets more. You have literal stilts glued to you at a point.
Yep. And like drop acid and then go shoot a bunch of Nazis. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it, but you know, fuck it, because they make it pretty fucking obvious. You get your head cut off, and you're just fine.
Yeah. Fair. Seems good.
It's fantastic, and I love it. Every minute of it.
Good. Good. Liam, hello.
Hi.
Tell us all about all of the weeks that we have not been
Oh
playing
god,
D&D.
yeah. It's been I don't know how many weeks now. Well,
It's
I
probably
think
the
we've
longest-
missed one session. It's just that we've had a lot of cancellations as well.
Yeah.
So I have been to and returned from Winnipeg now, which during the time that I was there had a week when it was colder than the North Pole or the surface of Mars.
Oh, okay. Good. Good.
Yeah, so
Interesting.
that's where I'm at.
I feel you.
What else can I say? I mean, I did learn embroidery so that I could make gifts for a couple of my friends. So I have made them both dice bags. The first one was a narwhal, which was relatively easy. And so I drastically underestimated the effort was going to be taken for the second one, which is a unicorn design. So despite the fact that I started that before leaving for Winnipeg, it's still not quite done.
Oh,
So
no.
that's taken a while, but my mom saw me working on it and has requested an embroidered scarf for next Christmas. So I'm already getting a follow up.
It might take you until next Christmas to complete
Yeah, I was
that
gonna
task.
say.
I don't think it's going to be as bad as the unicorn was. I seriously underestimated what changing colors every, well,
Yeah,
for each
especially-
different feature was going to do to me.
Especially if it was a rainbow unicorn. I mean,
Not quite rainbow,
That's
but
a
I do
lot.
have like 5 colors in there. So
You need that at least for a unicorn.
right, yeah,
At a minimum.
exactly. I don't know how much else exciting there is to talk about. I mean, I saw Star Wars a couple of times. I liked it a lot more the second time than the first time. I don't know who
General
still
consensus
hasn't.
from a lot of people, I think.
Yeah. I don't know who hasn't seen it yet.
Me.
Get to it, guys.
Wow, you all are.
What?
Nerds.
You
I'm sorry, I had
all.
to deal with a lot of
Imposter
personal
nerds.
shit,
God damn.
Yeah.
which I'll get
Hey,
to when
Hey,
it's my
it's called the Star Wars Fear, okay? All I've heard is bad things. I don't want to see it yet.
It's not all bad. Listen,
Yeah.
I can.
I think it's one of the better ones.
Here's the thing. We can do out of 10 ratings. For those that have seen it for you. I landed on a 7 out of 10.
8 to 9 out of 10.
Okay.
See, I don't think my thoughts can be accurately distilled into a numeric rating because it's like on the what am I judging it by character interaction or whether the plot makes sense?
overall.
Judge it by overall movie and how it fits in the story.
Oh, there are so many contradicting things that are blurring in there, though.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff. There's definitely parts for me that are like 1 out of 10s, and then there are parts for me that are 10 out of 10s.
Yeah.
Jordan will tell you how I feel. There's only one big gripe for me, and it's the Force.
Yeah, I don't want to. If the other two haven't seen it, although it's the 5th of January, so what are
If
you
haven't
actually
seen it,
doing?
Yeah.
There's gonna come a
Theaters.
point where I can't protect you from spoilers anymore.
Correct. I understand that.
I think once it leaves theaters, we're pretty much free reign. You guys don't have a guardian anymore.
Well, yeah, you lost your shot.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, I understand.
But yeah, it's worth going to the theaters for. I will say that. If we won't give it an out of 10 rating, it is worth going to the
I mean,
theater
I would
for.
like
Yes.
to. I'd like to.
Oh yeah, 100% worth seeing for sure.
I also saw it both in 3D and not 3D and could not tell the difference, so there's that to take into account.
Man, I can't watch 3D movies because I feel like I'm just looking at so many other things and trying to find so many other things on the screen that I get distracted.
I honestly didn't notice any change. Like, I can't think of any effects where they made use of 3D in a way that actually caught my eye.
Well, maybe that's good though. Maybe it's one of those things where it's clear they didn't make the movie for 3D. It's just a cool bonus.
Not like Spy Kids 3D.
Right. Not like specifically
When
for
it's
3D.
in the title, I'm going to kind of assume that, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Dalton, hello.
Hello, man. It's been like what 4 weeks since we've all last.
At a
spoken?
minimum, yeah. It's.
I want to say it's been 4 weeks exactly. So because
I think 4 is
I
correct.
mean,
I
we're
think
also
the 8th.
still not all here.
I think
Correct.
the 8th of December was the
but
last time.
at this point, Will doesn't matter. So
Oh,
Vicious.
That's fine.
Definitely gonna make him watch this intro.
no, I kid Will. But yeah, a lot of things have happened to me within the last 4 weeks. I quit my job, I moved, and I watched like 4 movies, and are now watching like like
You
6.
said a lot of things, and like there's a couple big things in there, but it's also 3 things.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, dude, you gotta slow down. You've seen 4 movies, but not Last Jedi. The fuck's the matter with you?
Yeah, that's
I
a
know,
good point too.
I've seen a lot of like Netflix stuff.
Ah.
I've been catching up on Netflix and things of that sort.
I feel you there,
just
bro.
before coming into here, I started watching Dark Matter. It's something I've been wanting to do because surprisingly, not having a job, you have a lot more free time. So,
Have you read the book?
Welcome to my life.
well, Megan, guess what? You just made me realize
Never
it's based
mind.
on a book.
Fuck.
I
It's
heard
super
it was a
good.
good show.
Book's super good.
Yeah, I
Book's
heard
super
it was
good.
a decent sci-fi show, and I was like, I'll give it a watch. Something like that. So, so far I've been liking the first episode. So, but yeah, I've seen a lot of Marvel movies. Seen a lot of other kid movies like Moana, things of that sort. So, been enjoying all the movies I've been
Just
seeing.
caught up with Moana.
Yeah.
I know.
I don't
Literally
watch
Okay.
Disney movies anymore. I just watch the songs. That's all I watch at Disney movies
Okay.
anymore.
Yep.
I have
Put it
I have
in
a
retrospect,
penchant
over the last
for
few
musicals.
months, I've moved twice, and in the next 2 months, I'm probably going to move again. So my life has been a little, one may say, jumpy
Oh, good luck.
as of late, and because I had to recently quit my job and things of that sort, which I think I mentioned before.
You mentioned you were going to, but
yes
because
yeah,
of the distance and everything else going on.
I'm now living with my brother actually, and so yeah, the distances, couldn't keep the job, so had to quit it.
Well, I'm glad you
Exactly.
have internet so that you can hang out with us for at least
Oh
4
yeah,
hours.
my brother actually has retarded good internet. It's the best internet I've had yet,
Good.
which is retarded, but it's great. I love it, and yeah, and been just slowly easing myself back into day sleep. So I'm now more acclimated to daytime, like
Being
the
alive.
normies,
Good.
as I will call you all. But I mean, personally, if I had the choice, I'd go back to third shift. But it's more of like I have no need to be on third shift anymore.
Mhm.
So so is that. But yeah, I've been watching movies, been relaxing, hanging out with my brother and his wife and my niece, and just been having pretty much a good old time. Just releasing all the stress that I've been piling up for the last like 3-4 years. So there's that.
Good.
When Jordan asks why, I have to look.
Don't do it. It's terrible.
Why?
Brian, hello.
Hi.
Tell us all about your holiday season, etc.
Pretty good. Whole family was in my house, so that's 9 or 11 people in like a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom house. It was great. Got some new headphones. They're awesome.
You sound better.
Thank you. Got a haircut in Subway today. Currently eating that, and I'm doing pretty good.
I totally
doing
thought you said you
pretty
got a
good.
haircut at Subway, and I
Me
was
too.
seriously
Yeah,
wondering.
same.
You know, I would be a fan if there weren't
you
like
not
hair
know?
particles flying everywhere. That would be kind of gross.
That would be fantastic. A combination grocery store, hair parlor, and just a stay-in
Have
restaurant.
you
Oh,
been
Subway is
so
not
you
a
mean-
grocery store.
So you mean Walmart?
So you mean
Oh my
Walmart?
god, my dreams! That was so close, and I didn't even
Yep.
realize it.
Wait, Walmart has like a haircut place?
Yeah,
Yep.
they do.
In every single Walmart in Florida, there is a haircuttery or salon.
Hmm.
That doesn't exist.
Every
I know that
single
they do.
Walmart I've ever been into in Florida.
Megan, I don't think it exists up in the north.
Okay, thank you. Because I'm like, I don't think I've ever seen
Yeah.
one ever. But
However,
I
that's
they
don't
cool.
do
know why
hold,
I
like, food
completely
places.
blanked on that.
And
They
it
do
is
hold food places.
it is
Mhm.
either like the most generic haircut place or the most ghetto haircut place, depending on the part of town you're in, and the
That's where
Walmart you
me and
are
my
in.
family would always fucking go, and that's where I'd get my
Yeah.
haircut, and my mom and my sisters
When-
would go get their nails done.
When I was a
But-
kid, that's exactly what my mom would do too. We'd go to Walmart, she'd drop me off to get a haircut, and then go shopping, and then come back and pick me up. That's exactly what would happen. So doubled as a
There's-
babysitting service.
I know what it is. I know the one. Supercuts. They always have a Supercuts.
Supercuts is good. I'm a if we're talking chains, I'm a haircuttery guy because they do the like scalp massage shampoo. I'm in love.
Uh-huh.
I'm in love.
Mhm.
I don't go to chains anymore. I tend to go to just the smaller places.
I-
Because I have beards now, so I
Yeah,
have to
if
get
I
the
had
insides.
if I had good hair, then I might like find an actual barber and do it right, but I just don't care.
yeah, my guy Kevin, he's great.
I don't
He,
have good hair, so
When I first met Kevin, he was like, "Yo, get in here, little boy. Come on. You come in here looking like a serial killer. You're gonna leave looking like you're gonna get your dick sucked tonight."
wow. Yeah,
That's a
no.
That's-
look.
That's
Yes.
It's the best
Duh.
part ever. There's like the entire wall is just do rags. It's somebody's house, and there's Sci-Fi Channel always playing.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Alright.
I love it.
Well,
Yeah.
interesting.
My holidays were eventful. I had some really good parts of my holiday. I got some awesome gifts.
Yeah.
And then work sucked a lot. There was a lot of work involved. Peak week was pretty hellacious this year. More hellacious than normal. Probably because I was doing some supervisor shifts during it as well. Like, I had to work Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Yeah. So that was a little rough on me, on my body. But it's okay, whatever. It'll pass.
About right.
There are exciting things going on at work that I am excited for, because, if I have to be at a job, I might as well like what I do, right? So I'm excited for all that. Hopefully see where that goes. Got a raise. That was good.
Hey.
The position I'm in got like almost a $3 raise. So since I was already in the position, I got grandfathered in to get the difference. So that was nice. My check today was gorgeous, lovely. I have enough to put into some savings now, so that's good. That's really good. Yeah.
Yeah, I just dealt with a whole bunch of finances, all the checks that I've been accumulating from my previous job.
Yeah, it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling to have play money instead of just bill money,
I mean, no, I honestly don't know that feeling.
Well,
my entire time was
listen,
bill money.
Dalton, let me tell you, it is a good feeling. Okay.
I mean, I've occasionally bought games and things of that sort, but like, for the most part, most of my finances.
Yeah, as far as games go, what did I play a lot of?
They Are Billions.
I really want They Are Billions. I'm thinking about getting it for sure. I went on a hardcore FTL kick.
Yeah, I saw that.
Like for a while, for like a couple weeks straight. That's all I played. I still have only beat the game twice with 2 ships. Or once with 2 ships, I should say. So twice total. So I was working on the 3rd ship, but after you kind of have that high, it's kind of like, okay, I did it. I don't want to do this anymore. So I played like 3 rounds after that, and I was like, you know what? I beat FTL twice. I'm already better than like 90% of the population, so I think I'm just gonna call it quits from there, and we'll come back another time. But recently, I have been doing as Dalton says, and just catching up on shows, on like television shows. I've burned a lot of Hulu time lately. I binged all of Brooklyn Nine-Nine that is in existence. I am almost done with Blind Spot, which is surprisingly good. But the dark horse that I have watched, and for any of you that have a Hulu subscription and like kind of semi-suspense drama thrillers, Chance. It's a Hulu show, so it's only on Hulu. It's got Hugh Laurie as the executive producer and also the main character, and he plays a neuropsychiatrist who gets involved way over his head. But my favorite character in the whole show is D, and he's it's the guy that plays in My Name Is Earl, the brother. Mm-hmm. Can't think of his name right now, but he plays a dummy. But he plays his role in this show so superbly. It almost has like a Sherlock and Watson vibe, but if Watson were like the badass ex-military, knows how to like kill people with spoons, and then Sherlock's like, I don't even understand what's going on, kind of thing.
So if Watson was Sherlock and...
Well, yes and no.
To be.
Well, yeah. Right, but that's what's Watson. That's why he's Watson, is because Watson is the ex-military, like the gun toter kind of guy. But yeah, he makes like homemade tomahawks in his little shop and uses them to kill people. It's great. It's fantastic.
I think I've seen
one of my favorite things about D as a character is every time before they go do like an operation or a mission, he plays Cherokee war music. And so it's like the montage scene of like, you've seen suspense thrillers before, like when they're driving up to where they're gonna do it. Instead of like them talking in the car, it's just like blaring Cherokee war music, and he's just like bobbing his head with his eyes closed. It's so amazing. It's incredible. So if you have a Hulu subscription, it doesn't even like if you dedicate a couple days to it, you'll get hooked. It's got 2 seasons, and it ends almost perfectly where they could do a 3rd season or they could leave it like that, and I'm totally satisfied with it. So it's really, really good. Especially if you like Hugh Laurie, because basically he plays a darker House in this show. So there you go.
Okay. I need to go watch it now.
Yeah, go watch it. Go watch it. He plays a darker, kind of more innocent, but not like more innocent, but not as innocent. Like he's pretty fucked up because he's a neuropsychiatrist, right? So all he does all day is deal with people who have these crazy, debilitating neurological problems from like being beaten by their spouses or like crazy traumatic events that happen to them. So yeah, it's pretty insane.
Sounds neat. I might have to put it on the list to watch.
Yeah, and the other like Sherlock moment is just real quick. The other Sherlock moment is Chance, Dr. Chance, the main character. The reason why he's Sherlock is he does that thing that Sherlock does in a lot of depictions of him, where he can like look at someone and evaluate them, but his is all from his job. So like he looks at someone with a twitch and he classifies it like in detail as you would on a like a medical report. Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's super cool.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so
speaking of smart people, I've been watching Rick and Morty, so there's that.
I'm not sure where that's going.
That's not a correlation.
Yeah, I don't know if your definition of smart is the same as mine.
Rick is the smartest man in the universe.
Jordan, real quick though, about that show, is it like Lie to Me, where they do that stupid thing where it's like it takes an extremely trained eye to see when people are lying, and then these people are talking, you see them like smile, laugh. And
no.
It's like, no fucking. They're like, I love my favorite moments, and that's definitely where like we're doing the test thing.
No, it does have,
and it just shows like faces like angry, sad, not sad. And they're like treating him like it's a fucking genius.
One thing that I wasn't sold on in the beginning, it does some really interesting cinematography stuff where you'll hear the conversation between the two characters in the scene, but it'll be like a little bit in the future where they're just kind of staring at each other and you hear the conversation roll and they're not actually talking. And it was jarring like the first time it happened because it almost sounded like a thought, you know, like they were thinking. But you realize that you're seeing this from the perspective of Dr. Chance and he's like reliving the conversation that he had in his mind. And once you get to that point, it's actually super cool. It's really, really well shot.
So, kind of off topic, but when are we going to see the Warhammer Rick and Morty? Because now I'm interested.
How do you know you haven't met him already?
Yeah.
I think we would know.
Well, no, I don't think you would, right? That's the point. Anyway. That has been my hole that I have crawled into, and now I'm trying desperately to finish Blind Spot. Which I will probably watch a couple of episodes after this game because I hate myself. And though I have work tomorrow, who knows?
Who knows?
But I know that all of us here are desperate for some Dungeons and Dragons as well, right?
Hell yeah, man!
Yes.
Hit me with that double D.
All right, Liam. Here's your scene.
Yes.
I'm gonna let you soak it in. I'm gonna let you soak it in.
Am I gonna get any kind of backstory to fill in how?
No. We're just gonna jump right into it. No. You just have to like you've come out of a coma and this is where you are. No.
28 days later.
Yeah. Exactly. No, of course you're gonna get some backstory because I believe all of us have forgotten what the hell is going on.
Also,
partly
true.
Where's Noct?
Snocked.
He's in the wall.
He is on this pillar over here. Right here.
Yes.
Snocked. Yes. So essentially, for everyone's involvement, last time on the Siege of Middenheim, you all finished your combat in the dungeons, right? Where you had rescued the White Wolf, whose name I have written down here, Sigurd Todbringer, right? Sigurd Todbringer is the White Wolf, and you've rescued him from the dungeons, and he assisted you in slaying all of those like glowing demon dogs, which was obviously a pretty hard fight. I think that in general most people are doing okay as far as resources go, but they are being whittled down pretty significantly. And as you marched back up the stairs of the dungeon and you entered into the first level, you encountered some resistance. Clearly, some men and women who are here to hold the doors, hold the keep. But the other interesting thing that's going on, and probably the most important thing, is those giant towers, those giant mechanical constructs that were on the different levels, like up high in the palace. It's somewhat clear what they're doing now. They're actually creating a barrier. So Jericho, from your position, and Morella from your position, just above you, Morella, in this area here, basically just like above your head, like a couple feet above your head, there is this crackling lightning barrier that is opaque, or is steady enough to be opaque that you can't see through it, but it appears to be forming this wall.
Snocht found it the hard way.
In addition, Snocht ended up right at this pillar here. He ended up breaking through the ceiling and found, again, that like kind of layer of lightning barrier that is in existence, that is kind of preventing the group of you from proceeding any further, obviously. 2 and 2 were put together, and we determined that they clearly it's these little constructs that are controlling this, but more important matters are being attended to, like the dozen or so men and women and soldiers that are still standing trying to kill you all. Seems important to some degree. Farron and Aelin have been reunited with the rest of the group, which is very, very important.
What happened to Aelin?
So you also didn't see that. So also last time, Aelin faced off against her sister, Avatar, and didn't have the upper hand at first, but called upon the power of her of Shalia to help her. And help her it did in a sense. Unfortunately, it helped her survive the encounter, but failed to prevent the Lady in Black from escaping again into the lake in which she had emerged from. So she's currently in the wind, probably nursing her wounds because she was dealt some. Also, there's a giant statue, Jericho, if you remember the statue of Ulrich that was in the Great Park. Part of the intervention that Aelin called upon was to reincarnate that as a sentient being, and it is now fighting the hordes of the armies outside of the palace with the men and women that you've left out there.
Okay, so it's still on our side.
As like a giant 30-foot statue swinging its giant axes around and cleaving scores of men and women apart with each blow.
That's a future problem.
Right, or a future solution as well is totally a possibility, of course.
Depends whether it eventually stops killing things.
Right, yeah, totally. So encountering this, there were some you have slaughtered your way through most of the assailants here. There are still a few standing, especially over by where Aelin and Farron and Kree are, which is over here on the east side of the room, or I'm sorry, west side of the room. But Cahill is also there and is souped up, powered up by Aelin, and is making short work of them in no time. The real danger for this fight has been this individual right here, this war cleric who has been healing, and you had taken out quite a few of the men, but he had brought them all back with like this mass heal and was causing you some issues. Some blows have been landed into him. Him and Hannibal have been kind of magic dueling a little bit. But he is still standing, and the aura around him that you can see is representative of his little like bless aura that is on around him. So Hannibal luckily pushed him back far enough so that he is out of range of all of the units, but still holds some sway in this fight. Morella was making short work of these archers up here. Well, I say short work, but basically one at a time, murderizing these archers up here. While they weren't able to do a whole lot to her, which is probably good news for the group. Silny was providing cover support from back here. Daniela and the monk and Toddbringer were all slaughtering these individuals down here, and Toddbringer now wields the +1 great axe that Hannibal was carrying. So he has a real weapon now. So he's commencing a bit more effectively than he was before.
He's bumping shit up.
Yeah, and then obviously on the west side of the room, as I said, there's Farron and there's Aelin and there's Cahill and Kree, and they are dealing with the remnants of individuals that are here, the archers and the other soldiers that were previously locked down but are now starting to stand up, etc., etc.
Isn't Cahill also starting to go crazy again too?
No, that has not happened.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That happens for a very specific reason.
Can we not suggest that to him as an option?
Well, no, I couldn't remember. Then I remember. Oh, that's why he freaked out, because he didn't realize you were behind him. Because I remember him freaking out last session.
Yeah, he realized that I showed up, basically.
Yeah, and seeing Aelin show up anywhere would make anyone do that.
My dove. That's what he went to.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's Hannibal's reaction. Just
Exactly.
Yeah, who just healed your ass, so maybe you should be nice.
Listen, I'm thankful. Hannibal isn't. That's just the way it goes.
Fair. It's a fair line to draw. Jericho, I think for your resources, I don't think I used any except for an additional haste on Morella. Because it seemed important for this. And in fact, I think that was a group call. I don't think I actually just did that.
Yeah.
They were like, this seems important. Morella needs to kill things.
And thus I have. So
and thus she has been, indeed. So I think that without further ado, we should probably just get into it here, because this battle probably won't take too much longer. You guys have the upper hand. You're slowly slaughtering them down, but we will see. Anything can happen. Dice are fickle, as we found out 4 weeks ago. So Silny is first in the order, and Silny has been providing the range support for the group of you. She also has spider climb, right? She's been crawling along the ceiling now.
She's been yelling at Noct.
Yeah, she's been telling Noct to stop killing himself against the lightning barrier. So I think that very obviously her first step is to find the target. She's a little out of range of the war cleric guy, but she does probably feel a desire to help out down here with these individuals. There is only this guy standing still, I believe. So with that, she is going to cast a brief cantrip at him. Fail. Chill touch. A 13. Unfortunately, a 13 is not enough to strike him. Or at least not enough to, like... She grabs onto a piece of his cloak and doesn't land any blows. And with that, as is her normal stance, she's going to retreat backwards to whence she came. Bringing us to the scouts' turn. So the scouts, there is one that is prone here by Kree, who is going to stand up. This was one that was healed by the cleric guy that had already been killed, quote unquote, but his wounds have mended. And so as he stands up, the other one is in combat. They're both gonna pull out their swords and begin to swing them at Kree. Ow. I don't have any LEs holding, so you know it's gonna take just. So they're gonna use their short swords. They each get 2 attacks, so 4 attacks on you, Kree. Okay.
Ooh, 2 hit.
Alright, so 2 make contact, dealing 10 total damage. I actually forget. Do you have any spells running currently?
I don't think so.
Okay. Seems fair.
No,
and then there are 3 still standing around Morella who are going to take their blows. So 6 of the same attacks against you, Morella.
Yep.
I believe one of those hits.
Correct, for 4 damage.
One of those hits for 4 damage. All right, fantastic.
So far, I've taken like 30 attacks and like 3 of them have hit. So
yeah,
been going good for me.
Which is your job. You are not necessarily a health tank. You are a dodge tank.
The functional kind of tank.
Correct.
Tank that also kills.
So that brings us to your turn, Jericho, and I think that your general confusion about how you got here is probably fair in this chaotic, tumultuous battle.
All right. Just if I can ask for some
Yeah,
slight
absolutely.
bearings, where did we come up from, and where are we trying to get
Yeah,
to?
absolutely. So you came up from around this corner is the
Okay.
entrance. Remember those 2 guards you killed in the very beginning, the ones that you guys debated for 30 minutes how to kill them?
Yes.
Uh,
that
well,
sticks in my mind.
yeah, you came in the door they were guarding, and then rounded the corner and saw this scene, and then launched your attack, and then battle was met.
Okay.
As for where you were trying to get, well, it would have been the 2nd floor, but there's this lightning barrier here that is causing some issues. So
Right.
I think for now it's survive, and then perhaps figure out
Okay.
what the next step
And-
is.
Our forces are split, and the Farron Aelin Bay Hill
Cahill.
contingent is still out of sight.
Yeah, so they are, you can probably see bits of fighting off in this direction.
Okay.
Yeah, just like in that general direction. Let me see. Yeah, so you see, you can see at the very edge of your vision, you can see Kree, right? And you can see this guy over here. That is the group that's fighting. So
yeah, there's Kree.
yeah, so that's the group that's fighting with Aelin and Cahill and Farron. So you could probably see them moving in and out, but it's still dim over there, right?
Right. Okay, and this is the war cleric you're talking about?
No, that's Toddbringer. The war cleric is this guy all the
that-
way over here. He got launched backwards by the yeah, he got launched
yes,
backwards.
The aura. Gotcha.
Right, yep. By Hannibal's blasts. He pushed him back so that his men were out of range of the bless aura thing.
Makes sense. Okay, and I'm still concentrating on making Morella useful, so
Fair.
Hey, I've been useful.
I'm sure you have.
There were 6 guys here.
Triggered.
Is anyone in desperate need of healing? Everyone's more or less okay, aren't they?
I'm at less than half.
I think you and Hannibal are the... Well, Aelin actually has injuries, but it's also Aelin, so she could probably take care of that herself.
Yeah, she'll handle that problem herself.
Yeah. You and Hannibal are probably the most injured of the group. And Snocked, if you care about him.
I would, but I'm afraid of what he represents on a cosmological level.
Yeah. I think that's totally
Okay.
acceptable.
No one knows what you're talking about.
He came back differently. That's already unsettling.
No knows what you're talking about.
Yeah,
He's
of course.
fine.
Yeah, no big deal.
My resurrection with, coercing Aelin into saving some random kid versus you bringing back your giant lizard as a giant snake lizard are 2 very different experiences.
Same thing. It's fine.
Anyway, I figure Jericho can probably be the most use at the moment by assisting Morella, so he's just going to charge up the stairs here
Mm-hmm.
and stab this nearest guy with thunderous energy.
Yeah, and you have done this certainly a couple of times. And that is a significant amount of thunderous
That'll
energy.
do nicely.
And
So the 24 hits, and then the 18 takes effect if he
not
moves.
not necessary.
Not gonna move
he
again. Okay, cool.
Didn't. Yeah, he will not be moving again.
Man, Booming Blade becomes powerful as shit later level.
Right?
Yeah, it's
Yep.
pretty strong. I think like the only disadvantage to it would be that you can only then attack once, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
all in one shot.
Yeah,
but
you don't get
hilarious
the
amount of
multi
damage.
attack if you had that.
Yeah. Just use
that could
Fireball.
be easily avoided with sorcerer spells, though.
Or,
Yep.
just play an EK and just completely avoid that.
True.
Yeah, it's
So,
an option.
Jericho, you're no longer engaged with anyone. Not that that matters to you personally.
No. Okay, but still, he's probably going to want to take at least. You know what? He's going to step over here to combine taking cover with taking a better view of the the scenario,
Yeah, seems good.
and he'll
I like
stop
it.
there.
All right, so the guardsmen, of which I think the only ones left surviving are these guys that were knocked down in the Balin Farron fight. So yeah, I didn't forget that. Trust me. So they're gonna stand up. They've all been miraculously healed by the healing magics of the war cleric, and they are going to turn to face their main threat here. Although it's a little bit hard to squeeze in here. Luckily, he can get to there. And I think that this guy is gonna come at you, Aelin. You've been spotted. Now, I'm gonna roll for him because he's technically still blinded. Question mark. Is that at the beginning or the end of my turns?
God, we debate this every time, and I never remember what
In
we
most cases, they're at the end of the turns, so that
If they failed,
failed
right? If
for
they
the
fail and
next-
then yeah, okay. So he is blinded, so he has disadvantage. But the other three are going to attack Cahill. So let me get guard stacked up. G for guard. I'm pretty sure if anyone that works at Roll20 looked at this game and saw how many NPC character cards I have in this, just this game in particular, they would probably think I was insane.
they'd offer you a job.
Well, I tried that once. It didn't work out so well. Actually, I think I missed the deadline accidentally by like 1 day because I didn't realize, but neither here nor there. So they are going to attack with their spears. They all get a singular attack, so 3 attacks on a K. 1. Okay. 2 striking. Now he has the death thing, right, from you.
Mhm.
He has bless. He has bless, which is the champion cup. But I forget what the other ability on him is currently.
It wasn't from me. I know that
Okay.
somebody else given
It
him
was
something.
Farron that gave it
I
to
think
him,
it was
think.
Farron.
Oh,
yeah.
Farron gave him something. Okay, that makes sense. But he is going to take the 11 damage from the 2 spear attacks because they both are able to puncture through. But he actually still looks fine. They probably just glance off his armor and cause him fatigue damage, quote unquote. Not doing a whole terrible lot. And then the disadvantage attack against you, Aelin, gonna miss pretty horribly. He stumbles over the barricades he's trying to clamber over and trips himself up, not being able to strike you with fluidity, which brings us to the captain. Now there are 2 left. This one is let me roll constitution check to see if that guy's unblinded. He is. Okay. So in his fumbling, he actually becomes unblinded, which is going to be helpful probably, unless he just dies immediately. Cool.
Which he probably will.
Probably will. And then that leads us to this captain, who doesn't really have a good line on Cahill. But he's also blinded, so I think he's going to take a step back, and he's going to come over here and help against Kree. Try and stab him in the back while he can, even though it doesn't give him any mechanical advantage, but hey. And then the other one, barely hanging on by a thread, is going to attack Toddbringer, who is flying. That was the other thing that was going on.
Yeah, that's right.
So I did forget to mention that. So Hannibal's wild magic went off, and it was a random character within 60 feet of you gains fly. And I rolled like a D like 30 something, and it happened to land on Toddbringer.
Fantastic.
So now he is now a flying barbarian with a great axe.
And I tried to play it off like I meant it.
Right.
Sure.
The 2 attacks with the spear on you, Kree, first of all. Both missing. And then the 2 attacks on Toddbringer. Second one hits. Second one hit. Get out of here. Cool. Awesome. Which brings us to your turn, Kree. Oh, let me roll a con check, but continue your turn.
Okay. This is bad. So I'm gonna run from these guys and go over here. There specifically.
Are you going to take attacks?
Yes. All
Okay.
of them.
Alright.
Come at me.
3 attacks. The cool thing about having like a shitload of life is you can just take attacks like that.
I also have 20 AC, which,
Well,
should be fine, but it's really not.
So the captain hits you, and then the scouts are going to attack with their short swords. 1
Wait, how do you have
and
20
2.
AC?
I'm a lizardman.
He gets natural armor, and then I think you can't wear like certain armor; it doesn't work anymore. But if you wear like medium armor, you get pretty high AC.
Yeah.
No, it's actually higher than the medium armor because it also adds your dex.
Right.
And I have a shield, so
Mhm.
you know. I'm gonna grapple this guy.
Okay.
I don't want him moving.
I think that is totally fair. So let me bring up the War Priest. Let us see here. So it is athletics versus athletics or acrobatics. He is better at athletics, so it'll be athletics versus athletics.
And I think I'm inspired, right?
I rolled a 20. Are you inspired?
No.
Yeah, so you come up and like you go to grab him, and he catches you on his shield and just like throws you to the side. That's how you end up on the side of him, right? Is like he just tosses you over there, not having any of that nonsense.
Well, damn.
Any bonus actions?
That's all I can do.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. No bonus actions there. It's Farron McKibe's turn, and he sees an opportunity to, oh man. So, Farron recognizes that this is probably a threat here, and is probably going to then charge in, and while distracted, and while he gets his sneak attack bonus.
See, that's actually what I was doing.
Yeah, right. Yeah, totally. 100%. I'm with you.
As a distraction.
Farron. He's going to attack it with his rapier. 1.
Stab him in the butt.
Okay. 2. 16, and he will roll his bless to see if he can make it a little bit higher.
Doesn't he have advantage because he was hidden?
No, I don't think he was hidden anymore because that guy got pushed back. Wow. So, unfortunately, even though that's the only roll I could have made to make Farron miss still, Farron's blessed rapier glances off the armor of the War Priest. Brings us to Cahill's turn. So Cahill has quite a few targets here. He's going to start at the top and work his way around. Character sheet up. There he is. Right, and he is going to roll with his greatsword on the top guy. That'll be enough to take him out. On the guy to the left of the top guy, that is a miss, unfortunately. So he does end up taking one of them out deftly, and for good this time, hopefully. But however, the other one is unaffected. Bringing us to the War Priest turn. So the War Priest, being surrounded by a couple of enemies, and also not being in too good a shape here, is going to have a decent amount of spells. What can he do? Since you all so insist on engaging him in close combat, I think that he is going to drop his aura, seeing as it's not really affecting that many people right now, and instead cast this. So, obviously, creatures that are unaffected are going to be all of his allies. And I don't think you have to make it right now. I think at the beginning of your turn you have to make it. It's if you start or if you enter for the first time into the zone.
Yep.
I just know for the future. I see how rolls are going to be today.
Yeah. So let me change the aura down to 15, and let's make it a fancy new color. It's gonna be he has a purple aura. There you go.
Don't worry, guys. I got your back.
And that is going to be his turn. Snocked.
So how's this current pillar looking? Am I through it yet?
I think that you had gotten there in this turn, but you hadn't quite made it through yet.
Okay, I'm gonna finish off this here pillar.
Okay, absolutely. Just roll an attack for me, just to see how much damage you deal to it. Okay, decent amount of damage. Yeah, he chews through it, and the pillar is severely weakened and begins to crumble from above wherever you have damaged it at now.
He's gonna just, chomp on through and appear over here.
Okay.
I can't actually see anything Snoct is doing. Just so we're aware.
Oh. Fix that.
Monkey, 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 monkey.
There you go.
Oh. Hello, Noct.
There you go. Okay, it's the monk's turn. The monk is going to attempt to take out this individual. Now, he gets 3 attacks, and he gets to choose what he wants to do with them. So he's going to be trying to knock down on the first one, but I think as long as he hits... Okay, that's not a hit. There's a hit. And I think that will be enough to end him. Yep. No problem. And with the last one in this vicinity fallen, the monk begins to make his way to assist his friends. Alright, cool.
Dash, dash, dash.
It's Daniela's turn.
Is he
So
doing the Naruto run?
he always does the Naruto run.
Got it.
So Daniela is going to follow much in the same vein. However, when she gets to there, she can't do much. So she's going to continue to run until she gets to here with a dash action. And seeing her best friend in the whole wide world shouts, "Halen, you're alive!" And she's not here, so that's awkward. Marilla.
Yes, I am.
Okay, so I have a quick question.
Yes.
What is exactly behind this? Like, is it like a balcony type of thing?
No, so that's just a solid wall.
Okay.
That leads out basically, where you were just at in the courtyard area.